Welcome to Crafting Systems that Work with Your Brain. I'm Sujan Nareka, Notion consultant and business system strategist for entrepreneurs ready to accept their eccentricities, build systems that support their actual capacity, and tackle all the entrepreneur stuff they've had to figure out on their own. In this training, we are going to make systems feel less restrictive and more flowy and set you up to actually finish the things you care about. What are systems and why do they matter anyway? Systems are the way you get things done. A system is a process or a workflow plus the tools you use to make it happen. Systems can be super simple or super complex. Let's take recording your to do list, for example. You can do it in that moment with a pen and sticky notes, or you can set up a weekly reminder in Notion or Asana with a template of things you do often. As a solopreneur, you're always juggling multiple tasks, figuring out how to do everything faster and more effectively. A good system matters because you don't have to figure out the next steps every time. There's less decision fatigue and more flow. If you feel undisciplined or disorganized, it might be that your system isn't set up to help you succeed yet. So, I'm going to walk you through how to think through systems for your business or life so you can design support that works with your brain. Here's an example problem. I start projects but never finish them. And I think we can all relate here, especially if you're neurodivergent. So, how do we create an ecosystem of systems to help us finish projects? I love leading with curiosity, so a lot of figuring out what systems to create and how to create them starts with asking questions. So, for this problem, where do projects go wrong? To figure that out, let's create not quite a tracker, but a reflection system. So, create a simple table in your tool of choice. I love Notion, but you can use Google Docs or Sheets, or even draw a table in a notebook with pen and paper. And then fill it in. So, for this example, I filled in the headers as project name, stuck point, and possible fix. I think that's more than enough to get you started. And this way, you can identify patterns in what gets you stuck and create more complicated systems from this to help you keep going. Now, I encourage my clients to get silly goofy with their systems. They do not have to be stuck up and stuffy, and you're probably going to hate stuck up and stuffy if that's not your personality or the personality of your brand. So here's how I'd label this reflection system. You can also see that I've asked myself more questions here. What was the project? Where did it die? What would have helped? This is a super simple system that you can build on and make more complicated over time. If I were creating this in Notion, I might have created a database with tags and relations, connecting it to other parts of my space. You might also do something as complicated as well in your space, but we are going to start small. I'm neurodivergent, like I said, so sometimes it's not easy for me to tell when a project is done or not. And the simple system will help you to see at a glance what's happening with your projects so you can give them a nudge or move on to the next thing. Again, you can do this in your tool of choice, including sticky notes if that works for you. So, we are going to create three lists: active projects, stuck projects, finished projects. Active projects are the ones that we have in progress right now. Stuck ones are the ones that aren't progressing for some reason, and finished ones are done or intentionally scrapped. And yes, this is just project status, but it's how you get from not knowing what's happening to knowing what's happening that matters. You can make this as simple as some sticky notes or as complicated as a whole dashboard in Notion. And I like this system because it's very few categories, so it's easy to figure out where a project goes. If a project is in progress, it's either stuck or finished. If they're stuck, you can use the previous system to get them unstuck and move along. This is probably my favorite kind of system and one that you can automate depending on your tool and your comfort level with technology. You already know what the project is and what it takes to get started, so why are we using brain power to write up tasks every single time there's a new project? This system can be as simple as a checklist, and again, create it in your tool of choice and save it as a template. This checklist will have a small number of items you need to get started to figure out what you have to do next. I like 3 to 5 to start because it reduces overwhelm and gets you to think about what you really need to progress your project. For example, I write blog posts, so here's what my checklist might look like. Decide on a topic or POV, outline and draft, review, edit and format, make images and write summary, publish and share to threads. Things to remember when you're building your systems. The system doesn't have to be fancy or perfect to work. It just needs to exist to help you get shit done without extra thoughts or clicks. Your brain loves making fewer decisions, so good systems help you save brain power. And start simple. It can always get more complicated later. And you're always going to have to keep iterating your systems. And if you think of your systems as a garden that grows and changes as you do, you'll understand why it will need some maintenance to keep it going and keep it looking lovely. Now, you're a systems building know it all and can build systems that work with your brain. If you'd love to tackle hiccups in your systems, join my email list to find out when next I have office hours. If you're thinking of overhauling your systems entirely, book an Ask the Oracle session. And if there's any other way you'd love to work with me, send me an email with your thoughts. Now, go play with your systems.